Assalamu alaikum. In this audio, we will continue recording book Eissa al-Qushayriyyah. Before, if you didn't subscribe yet, please subscribe and press the bell icon. So let's start. If you ask when his being preceded all time, if you say Huwa, the letters Ha and Wa were created by him. If you ask where, his existence was there before any place. The letters are but his signs. His existence is the confirmation of him. His knowledge is the knowledge of his oneness, and the knowledge of his oneness is what makes him distinct from his creatures. Whatever the imagination might fathom regarding him, he will be different from it. How can anything that originated from him dwell in him? How can anything that he produced try to join him? The eyes cannot contemplate him, nor can thought grasp him. Closeness to him is a sign of his beneficence. Remoteness from him is a sign of his neglect. His elevation takes place without climbing up. His descent occurs without stepping down. He is the first and the last, the manifest and the hidden, the close and the remote. Like him, there is not. He is the hearing, the seeing. I heard Abu Hatim al-Sijistani say, I heard Abu Nasir al-Saraj al-Tusi narrating on the authority of Yusuf bin al-Hussein, who said, a certain man come to Zulnun al-Misri and said, tell me, what is the God's oneness? He, al-Misri, answered, to understand that the God's power in all things exists without mixing, that he crafted them without any implements, that his act of creation is the cause of everything that he has crafted, that his act of creation had no cause, that neither in the skies above nor on the earth below is there any planner but God, and that whatever you may imagine by your fantasy, God is different from it. Al-Junayd said, the doctrine of God's oneness is your knowledge and confirmation that God was alone in his pre-eternity, with whom there was no one, and that nothing can do what he does. Abu Abdullah bin Khafif said, faith consists in the heart's acceptance of the mysteries of the unknown that God communicates to it. Abu al-Abbas al-Sayri said, God's gifts are of two types, graces and afflictions. What he bestows upon you is a grace, while what he takes away from you is an affliction. Therefore, say, I am a believer, God willing. Abu al-Abbas was the greatest Sufi master of his time. I heard my teacher, Abu Ali al-Dakkak, may God have mercy on him, say, a man squeezed the leg of Abu al-Abbas al-Sayri. He said, you are squeezing a leg that has never made a single step toward disobedience of God. May he be great and exalted. Abu Bakr al-Wasti said, when someone says, I am a believer in God in truth, one should tell him the truth faith implies scrutiny, understanding, and comprehension. If someone loses this, his claim to true faith is invalidated. By this, he meant the teachings of the people of the Prophet's Sunnah, according to which the true believer is destined to enter paradise. If one has not known directly from the mystery of God's wisdom that he is a believer in truth, then his claim is false. I heard Sheikh Abu al-Rahman al-Sulaimi say, I heard that Mansur bin Abdullah said, I heard Abu al-Hussein al-Ambari say, I heard Sahal bin Abdullah al-Tustari say, believers contemplate God with their eyes without comprehension and without ever reaching the limit of their understanding. Abu al-Hussein al-Nuri said, the real looked at the hearts of men and did not find a heart that had more passion for him than the heart of Muhammad, may God bless and greet him. Therefore, he bestowed upon him the ascension in order to hasten the vision of God by Muhammad and their conversation. I heard Imam Abu Bakr Muhammad bin al-Hasan ibn Furak, may God have mercy upon him, say, I heard Muhammad bin al-Mahbub, a servant of Abu Usman al-Maghribi, say, one day Abu Usman told me, if someone said to you, Muhammad, where is your God? What would you tell him? The servant said, I answered, where he has always been. Then Abu Usman said, and if this person asks, where God was in eternity, what would you say? The servant said, I answered, he was where he is now. That is, as he was in no particular place before, so he is now. The servant said, he was satisfied with my response, and he took off his shirt and gave it to me. I heard the Imam Abu Bakr bin Furak, may God have mercy on him, say, I heard Abu Usman al-Maghribi say, I used to believe in the teachings that postulated that God is located in a certain direction. However, when I arrived in Baghdad, his idea disappeared from my heart. I then wrote to my companions in Mecca, saying I have become Muslim once again. I heard Muhammad bin al-Hussein al-Sulami say, I heard Abu Usman al-Maghribi say, when he was asked about creatures, they are but carcasses and ghosts who are governed by the ruling of divine power. Al-Wasti said, when the spirits and the bodies of men were brought forth by God, they came into being through him and not through their own essences. Likewise, their thoughts and movements also appeared through God. He meant that the movements and the thoughts are but the ramifications of the bodies and the spirits. In saying so, he explained that the acquisitions of the creatures are created by God Most High. Likewise, God Most High is the only one who creates all essences and their accidents. I heard Sheikh Abu Abdul Rahman al-Sulaimi, may God have mercy on him, say, I heard Muhammad bin Abdullah say, I heard Abu Ja'far al-Sadlani say, I heard Abu Sa'id al-Kharas say, he who thinks that he can achieve his goal by exerting himself is only wearing himself in vain, while he who thinks that he can attain his goal without effort is but a wishful thinker. Al-Wasti said, the stations of the Sufi path are but portions, apportioned and attributes predetermined by God's will. Therefore, how can one strive to attain something through one's own actions, and how can one seek to achieve one's goal through one's own effort? Someone asked Al-Wasti whether unbelief occurs through God or belongs to Him. He answered, unbelief and faith, this word and the next, are all from God, to God, through God, and belong to Him. That is, they originate from God, then they return to Him, they subsist and disappear through God, and belong to Him as His domain and His creatures. Al-Junayd said, someone asked one of the scholars about the doctrine of oneness of God. He, the scholar, replied, this is certitude. Then the inquirer asked, explain to me what it is. The scholar answered, it is when you know that the movement or immobility of creatures are the work of God alone. May He be great and exalted, and that He has no partners. If you have done this, you have already declared His oneness. I heard Muhammad bin Hussein, may God have mercy on him, say, I heard Abu al-Wahid bin Ali say, I heard Muhammad bin Musa al-Wasti say, I heard Muhammad bin Hussein al-Jawahiri say, I heard that Dhul-Nun al-Misri said that a man had come to him and said, pray to God on my behalf, since you are assisted in your knowledge of the unseen by your realization of the doctrine of God's oneness. God has answered many of your prayers in the past. However, a cry for help does not necessarily save a drowning man. Al-Wasti said, Pharaoh is the name of Pharaoh. Pharaoh claimed lordship openly, while the Mutazilites do not covertly when they say, you do what you will. Abu al-Hussein al-Nuri said, God's oneness is when every thought points to God Most High without being mixed with the thoughts that imply that God is similar to His creatures. Sheikh Abu Abdul Rahman al-Sulami, may God have mercy on him, said, I heard Abdul Wahib bin Bakr say, I heard that Hilal bin Ahmad said that someone asked Abu Ali al-Rudbari about God's oneness. He answered, God's oneness is to keep the heart upright by avoiding the teaching that strips God of His attributes and by rejecting His similarity with His creatures. In one phrase, God's oneness is asserted as follows: whatever human imagination and thoughts might ascribe to God, He is the opposite of it, as stated by the Most High, like Him there is not. He is the hearing and the seeing. Abu al-Qasim al-Nasrabadi said, paradise subsists because He allows it to subsist. However, His thought of you, His mercy towards you, and His love for you subsist as long as He Himself subsists. How different is that which subsists through His own subsistence from that which subsists because He allows it to subsist. The word of Sheikh Abu al-Qasim al-Nasrabadi are the utmost goal of realization. The people of truth say that the attributes of the essence of the eternal, glory be to Him, subsist through His own subsistence. He drew attention to this issue and clarified that the subsistent subsists through His own subsistence, which is contrary to what is claimed by the opponents of the people of the truth. Muhammad bin al-Hussein said, I heard that al-Nasrbadi said, you vacillate between God's attributes of action and attributes of the essence. Both are His, may He be exalted, attributes in truth. When He throws you into confusion by placing you in the station of separation, He binds you with the attributes of His action. When He believes you to the station of unity, He binds you with the attributes of His essence. Abu al-Qasim al-Nasrbadi was the master of his age. I heard Imam Abu al-Ishaq al-Isfarani, may God have mercy on him, say, when I arrived from Baghdad to Nishapur, I began to teach at the Friday Mosque of Nishapur the doctrine of the human spirit, arguing that it was created. Abu Qasim al-Nasrbadi used to sit at some distance from us and to listen to my speech. After several days, he approached us and said to Muhammad al-Farah, I testify that I was converted to Islam anew and had at the hands of this man, and he pointed at me. I heard Muhammad bin al-Hussein al-Sulami say, I heard Abu al-Hussein al-Farsi say, I heard Ibrahim bin Fatiq say, I heard al-Junayd say, when he who has neither a like nor an equal join the one who has both a like and an equal. Is that all possible? This strange idea can only come true through the kindness of the all kind in which there can be no grasping, imagining or comprehension, but only the illusion springing from certitude and the realization that come with the genuine faith. Muhammad bin al-Hussein, may God have mercy on him, informed us, I heard Abdul Wahid bin Bakr say, Ahmad bin Muhammad bin Ali al-Pardai told me, Tahir bin Ismail al-Razi told me, someone asked Yahya bin Muad, tell me about God. May He be great and exalted. He answered, your God is one God. He was then asked, how is He? Yahya answered, He is the all-powerful ruler. He was then asked, where is He? Yahya said, the Lord is ever watching you. The inquirer said to him, I did not ask you about that. Yahya replied, all other attributes belong to His creatures. As for His genuine attribute, it is as I have just told you. Muhammad bin al-Hussein told us, he said, I heard Abu Bakr al-Razi say, I heard Abu Ali al-Rodbari say, whatever one imagines about God in his ignorance, the intellect shows him to be different from that. Ibn Shaheen asked al-Junayd about the meaning of the word with. He responded, with has two meanings. The with of the prophets, which is God's assistance and protection, as in the words of God, I shall be with you, hearing and seeing. The with of commoners, which is God's knowledge and understanding, as in the words of God, three men conspires not secretly with one another, but he is the fourth of them. To this, Ibn Shaheen responded, people like you should be leading this community to God. Someone asked Dhul-Nun al-Misri about God's words. The all-compassionate sat himself, istawa, about the throne. He answered that all-compassionate asserted his essence while denying his location in the specific place. He exists through his own essence, whereas all other things exist through his command, as he wished them to be. Someone asked Al-Shibli about the words of God. The all-compassionate sat himself on the throne. He answered, the all-compassionate has existed forever, while the throne is an originated thing. Therefore, the throne was firmly installed, istawa, by the all-compassionate. Someone asked Jafar bin Nusair about the words of God. The all-compassionate sat himself upon the throne. He answered, His knowledge of all things became equal, in that no one thing is closer to him than the other. Jafar al-Sadiq said, whoever believes that God is located in something, that originated from something or rests upon something, has become a polytheist. In other words, had he been upon something, he would have been carried by it. Had he been in something, he would have been confined by it. And had he been from something, he would have been an originated being. Jafar al-Sadiq also said about God's words, then he drew near and hung suspended. Whoever imagines that God himself drew near to Muhammad implies that there was a distance between them. In reality, drawing near means only that each time Muhammad came closer to God, he removed him further from conventional knowledge until there was neither nearness nor distance. I found in the handwriting of my master, Abu Ali al-Dakkak, that someone asked a Sufi, Where is God? He answered, May God banish you from good. How can you seek the where of witnessing the divine essence? Sheikh Abu Abdurrahman al-Sulami told us, I heard Abu al-Abbas al-Khashab al-Baghdadi say, I heard Abu al-Qasim bin Musa say, I heard Muhammad bin Ahmad say, I heard al-Ansari say, I heard al-Kharas say. The true essence of closeness to God is when the heart loses the perception of all things and the soul finds rest in God Most High. I heard Muhammad bin al-Hussein say, I heard Muhammad bin Ali al-Hafiz say, I heard Abu Muad al-Kazwani say, I heard Abu Ali al-Dallal say, I heard Abu Abdullah bin Kahraman say, I heard Ibrahim al-Khawas say, I came to a man who was possessed by Satan. I began to utter the call to prayer in his ear. Then Satan called me from the man's belly, saying, Let me kill him, for he says that Quran is created. Ibn Atta said, When God Most High created the letters, he made them one of his mysteries. When he created Adam, he infused his mystery into him, without, however, giving it to his angels. The letters streamed from the tongue of Adam, upon him be peace, in different manners and in different languages, and God made them to outward forms. By saying this, Ibn Atta clearly affirmed that the letters are created. Sahal bin Abdullah said, The letters are the tongue of action and not the tongue of the essence, for they themselves are an action in that which is acted upon. This too is a clear statement that the letters are created. In his replies to the questions of the Syrians, Al-Junayd said, Trust in God is an action of the heart. The oneness of God is a word of the heart. This is the teaching of the people of the fundamental principles of religion. That is, speech is the entity that resides in the heart. It comes from command and prohibition. And prohibition from the prophetic tradition and search for this tradition. Al-Junayd also said in his replies to the questions of the Syrians, Only God possesses the knowledge of the unseen. He knows what was, what will be, and what will not be, and how this would be were it to be. Al-Hussein bin al-Mansur al-Khalaj said, He who, has realized fully the truth of God's oneness, sheds a question as why and how. Muhammad bin al-Hussein related to us, I heard that Mansur bin Abdullah said, I heard Jafar bin Muhammad say, I heard Al-Junayd say, the most noble and exalted counsel is to allow your thought to roam in the arena of God's oneness. Al-Wasti said, God has brought forth nothing more noble than the human spirit. He thus stated clearly that the spirit is created. The master and Imam Zain al-Islam Abu al-Qasim said, all these stories prove that the beliefs of Sufi masters agree with the teachings of the people of the truth. As far as the fundamentals of religion are concerned, we stop here in order to avoid going beyond the concision and brevity which we have pledged to follow in this work. For today, this is done. In the next audio, we will continue, inshallah. Please don't forget to subscribe. We will meet again, inshallah, in next audio. Hope you like the audio. And sorry if any areas are cutting from sides, because this software I am using first time. Before I was making screen recording, so I am making it better now, inshallah. So we will meet in the next video. Thank you for listening. Allah Hafiz.